Hi, everybody. Don Giannetti, lightingessentials.com and project52prosystem.com. Yesterday, I had a very interesting experience. Some of you know I ride a motorcycle, and I ride a big motorcycle. I don't ride a little motorcycle. No, not me. I'm going to choose a 900-pound motorcycle to do my trips and stuff on. It's a big Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad. It's got bags, and I'll show you a picture of it here in a minute. And I can ride it. You know, a guy told me once. He said, if you think you can ride a motorcycle, sell it, because you're gonna kill yourself. So I don't have that kind of arrogance on it, but I have some. I have confidence on my motorcycle when I'm going at speed. When I slow down on my motorcycle, like, pulling in gas stations. The first year I drove my motorcycle, pulling in gas stations scared the crap out of me because I'd have to weave over here and, throwing that big 800-pound, 900-pound motorcycle this side and pulling it over here and going real slow. Oh, man. So I'm planning on going on a big trip here in September, and I thought, I got to learn how to do this. So I called the guys at Team Arizona. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Team Arizona is a local company here, and I got a guy named Bill who is a super great instructor, and he worked with me. And they have this little chute line. I don't know how long it is, maybe 40 feet or whatever, lines painted on both sides. And the idea is to not go how fast you can go through it, but how slow you can go through it. And the slowest that they allow you to even qualify is 6 seconds. And the first time I went through was 4 seconds. So, I zipped right through that bad boy. Boom! And then after some instructions, I was actually able to stay in that zone for about 12 or 13 seconds, which they consider really good. I considered it good because, holding that bike upright while you're going almost at a crawl is hard. So you're shifting back and forth. But when you learn how to use the clutch and the throttle and the brake, the back brake, it makes it easier. So that part I got. Then we moved over to the cones where you go in left of this cone and right of that cone. And I stepped it off. I walked it off, and I thought, those cones are really close together. It's they're far apart and they're close together. So the first time I go through the cone, I go over to the right of the cone, and I go through. And by the time I could even think about going right, I'd already missed that second cone. It's way the hell over there. So I tried it again and again, and it was like I couldn't move the handlebars. I couldn't do it. It was just like they were frozen. So we sat down, and he said, let's talk about why you can't make that turn. He said, what are you afraid of? And I said, well, fear is a big part of it. I'm afraid of dropping the motorcycle. I'm afraid of hurting the motorcycle, getting ready to do a trip, drop it over, have to go get a new mirror. And motorcycle parts are, pretty much like Rolls-Royce parts. I mean, they're just, everything's a fortune. I'm afraid of hurting myself. I don't want to 3 weeks out from a trip and I end up, banging my head on the ground, or I'm wearing a helmet, of course, or hurting my elbow or twisting an ankle. He said, all right, so those are good fears. They're common, and they're, you could drop the motorcycle. And he said, can you live with it if you drop the motorcycle? I said, well, yeah, I can live with that. He said, can you live with it? Can you deal with the fact that you might hurt the motorcycle in order to learn this skill? Is that something you're willing to do? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. If I break a mirror, I break a mirror, but I got to learn this skill. He said, are you willing to hurt yourself to get hurt to learn the skill? And I said, yeah, I am. I'd rather not. Yeah, for, lots of reasons. But yeah, I'm willing to, do what it takes because I have to learn this skill. So what he then had me do was to say it out loud. I had to say it out loud several times, that I was okay with dropping my bike, that I was okay with hurting my bike, and that I was okay with hurting myself. And I got on the bike and I went out and I nailed it. I did nothing different, except now I was able to turn that wheel. And I thought to myself, damn, I teach this shit. I teach this. You know, your brain is so important. It's so powerful. You tell the brain what to do and what not to do, and it'll do it for you. My subconscious wasn't letting me turn that wheel. My subconscious was saying, no. You've made it very clear to me, Don, your subconscious, that you are afraid of dropping this motorcycle, and you're afraid that you might hurt yourself. And so I'm going to make sure that we don't even attempt to turn that motorcycle. We're just not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent, this gesture. But once I told it loud and clear, I'm okay with it. It's like, I don't want to say magic, but it's real. I made the turn, and then I did it again, and then I did it again, and then I did it 6 times in a row. And I hadn't been able to do it at all previous because of my fear, which was warranted, but the fear was making my subconscious make me not even try. So how does this help us as photographers? You're thinking, gee, Don, got a motorcycle lesson, big deal. Well, it helps us because we have a lot of fears too. Fear of showing our work, fear of being rejected, fear of bidding too high, fear of bidding too low. So when you analyze those fears, I would love for you to analyze your fears and ask yourself, is this worth being worried about? Is this the problem? Can I handle being rejected? Can I handle showing my book to somebody and have them say, nah, we're not really interested? Can I handle somebody on YouTube or Twitter leaving a stupid dumbass comment? Well, the answer should be, of course you can. And now you just have to make your subconscious understand it. And remember, your subconscious is where resistance lives. So once you get rid of it, don't think it won't come back. Don't think it won't come roaring back. It's part of our DNA to be afraid of things. And it's not usual to be able to talk ourselves out of it. It's a good thing that we can. And I want you to think about that. So don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of dropping your motorcycle. Don't be afraid of getting a skinned knee. Don't be afraid of somebody telling you your work isn't good enough for them right now. If you know that it is, you move on to the next person happily. Happily, because it didn't stunt you. It didn't drain you. It didn't stop you. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. It's always interesting when the stuff that I teach comes back at me from an unexpected place. Because honestly, I hadn't even thought of it as being a subconscious fear. I was just afraid of dropping that big-ass 900-pound motorcycle on my leg, Who wouldn't be? Anyway, listen, if you like the stuff that we do here, hit the subscribe button. It's over there somewhere. I can never figure out where the hell it is. Hit the little bell and you'll know when I post new stuff. And I'll be posting stuff from the road. I'm going to take a pretty good trip, 14 to 16 days up through the Rockies. No itinerary, so I'll be looking for interesting and fun places to visit that have 2 lanes in and 2 lanes out, staying off the interstate, and just having kind of a vagabond adventure. If you're interested, let me know by subscribing, and I said that enough times. Anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.